A young man in an orange delivery uniform stands humiliated in a glass-walled boardroom on the 52nd floor, clutching pizza boxes, while executives in $5,000 suits snicker and dismiss him as lost and slow. Minutes later, he becomes the only person who can save their entire company. "Hello, dear. It's Mr. Bryan Tales again." Brymo navigates the corporate tower's marble lobby, clutching 3 large pizza boxes. The receptionist barely glances at him, waving toward the service elevator. On the 52nd floor, he finds the glass doors of Whitmore and Reed Consulting locked. He knocks. Inside, executives rush past, ignoring him. Jason Reed, a cocky junior partner in his early 30s, finally opens the door with an exasperated sigh. "Service entrance is downstairs, buddy. Can't you read?" Brymo explains the delivery instructions. "Send him here." Jason snatches the boxes, muttering about people who can't follow simple directions. As Brymo turns to leave, he hears Arabic phrases floating from a conference room, business terms he recognizes from his childhood. Mrs. Eleanor Whitmore, a silver-haired woman in her 60s, emerges looking distraught. The translator quit. "The call is in 20 minutes. We're finished." Jason suggests postponing. Mrs. Whitmore snaps that Khalid al-Rashid doesn't do postponements. He'll view it as weakness and walk. Brymo hesitates at the elevator, his father's voice echoing in memory. Brymo returns to the conference room doorway. "Excuse me, I speak Arabic." The room falls silent. Jason laughs first, a sharp, mocking sound. The pizza guy, "Right. What? You picked up some phrases from a kebab shop." Mrs. Whitmore's eyes narrow with desperate calculation. "How well?" Brymo straightens. "My father was Lebanese. He worked as a diplomatic liaison in Beirut before the Civil War. I grew up speaking Arabic at home." He proceeds to recite a complex business phrase in formal Arabic, then translates it. Mrs. Whitmore's assistant, checking on her phone, confirms the translation is accurate. Jason protests. "This is absurd. They can't trust their biggest deal to a delivery boy." Mrs. Whitmore silences him. "Do we have another option?" She turns to Brymo. "Can you handle business negotiations? Legal terminology?" Brymo nods. His father had made him practice translating news broadcasts and business documents as a child. Mrs. Whitmore makes a decision. "You're hired. For the next hour, you're our translator. Jason, set up the video conference." Jason's face reddens with indignation, but he complies. Brymo removes his delivery jacket, revealing a simple white t-shirt underneath. Someone hands him a blazer, too big, but more professional. As the call connects, Brymo sees his reflection in the dark screen and fights the voice that whispers he doesn't belong. The video connects. Khalid al-Rashid appears, a distinguished man in his 60s wearing traditional Emirati dress. He greets him in Arabic, his tone formal. Mrs. Whitmore looks to Brymo, who responds with the appropriate greeting and honorifics, his accent flawless. Khalid's eyebrows raise slightly, impressed. The negotiation begins, but Brymo quickly realizes translation alone won't suffice. When Mrs. Whitmore makes a direct request about timeline, Brymo gently rephrases in Arabic, framing it as seeking Khalid's valued guidance rather than demanding answers, a crucial cultural distinction. Khalid's posture relaxes. He begins discussing terms, referencing Islamic business principles and regional economic factors. Brymo doesn't just translate words. He explains context to Mrs. Whitmore and whispers sides, helping her understand the deeper meanings. Jason watches, his skepticism slowly morphing into grudging amazement. At one point, Khalid uses a classical Arabic proverb. Brymo not only translates it, but responds with a complimentary proverb his father taught him. Khalid smiles, the first genuine warmth in his expression. "Your Arabic is exceptional. Where did you study?" Brymo's throat tightens. "My father taught me. Ibrahim Rahman." The name hangs in the air. Khalid's eyes widen with recognition. Khalid leans toward his camera. "Ibrahim Rahman, the Lebanese diplomat." Brymo nods, emotion flooding through him. "He was my father. He passed 3 years ago." Khalid's expression transforms into profound respect. "Your father was a great man. In 1989, during the worst of the Beirut conflicts, my family was trapped. Your father negotiated safe passage for us through militia checkpoints, risking his own life. He saved my younger brother, my mother, my wife, who was pregnant with our first child. We owe him everything. The conference room is utterly silent. Even Jason looks shaken. Mrs. Whitmore's eyes glisten. Brymo struggles to maintain composure. He never spoke much about those days. He just said every life mattered. Khalid nods solemnly. He lived that belief. Tell me, Brymo Rahman, why are you delivering pizzas when you carry such knowledge, such language, such heritage? Brymo's defenses crumble. I dropped out of college when my father got sick. I needed to work. No company would hire me without a degree, no matter what skills I had. They only saw what I wasn't, never what I was. Khalid's face hardens, not with anger at Brymo, but at the system. I see you, Brymo. I see your father's son. He turns his attention to Mrs. Whitmore, speaking in Arabic. Brymo translates, his voice steadying. Mr. Al-Rashid says he will move forward with the contract on one condition. Khalid's condition is absolute. Brymo must be hired as the official liaison for all Middle Eastern communications, or there is no deal. Mrs. Whitmore doesn't hesitate. Done. Brymo, how does Director of Middle Eastern Relations sound? Jason finally finds his voice. You can't be serious. He has no credentials, no experience, no... Mrs. Whitmore cuts him off with icy precision. He has what we need. More importantly, he has what Mr. Al-Rashid trusts. This discussion is over. She extends her hand to Brymo. Welcome to Whitmore and Reed. Brymo shakes her hand, disbelief and vindication warring in his chest. Khalid continues, insisting that Brymo receive proper compensation, an office, and respect befitting his role. The son of Ibrahim Rahman will not be treated as anything less than professional he is. The contract terms are finalized. Khalid promises additional contracts will follow. He knows other Gulf businesses seeking trustworthy Western partners. Before ending the call, Khalid speaks directly to Brymo in Arabic. Your father's greatest work was not what he did in offices, but the son he raised. Honor his memory by being the bridge he taught you to be. After the call disconnects, the conference room erupts. Staff members who'd ignored Brymo an hour ago now crowd around congratulating him. Mrs. Whitmore ushers him to her office to discuss his new position. As they walk past a reception desk, the receptionist who dismissed him earlier stares in shock. Brymo doesn't gloat. He simply nods politely, his father's grace guiding him. 3 months later, Brymo sits in his own office, glass-walled, overlooking the city, his name on the door. The transformation has been surreal. He's closed 2 additional contracts with Gulf clients, his reputation growing. Mrs. Whitmore has become a mentor, appreciating not just his language skills but his cultural intelligence. Even Jason has softened, occasionally asking Brymo for advice on international clients. But Brymo hasn't forgotten where he came from. He still wears his orange delivery uniform sometimes, hanging in his office closet as a reminder. Using his first bonus, he's established the Rahman Bridge Initiative, a scholarship program for children of immigrants and refugees who possess valuable skills but lack formal credentials or opportunities. The program offers language training, cultural consulting courses, and job placement assistance. He partners with community colleges, helping students like his former self find pathways into corporate careers. His mother attends the initiative's launch event, tears streaming down her face as she watches her son honor his father's legacy. Brymo gives a speech, sharing his story, the humiliation, the moment everything changed, the responsibility he now feels. I was invisible because people chose not to see. The world is full of invisible people with extraordinary gifts. My job now is to make sure they're seen. The event is covered by local media. Khalid Al-Rashid sends a video message of support, announcing a substantial donation to the initiative. In the audience, Brymo spots a young woman in a cleaning service uniform, listening intently. After his speech, she approaches hesitantly. I speak Mandarin and Cantonese. My parents were engineers in China, but here I clean offices. Could your program Brymo smiles, his father's words echoing. Every life matters. Let me get your information. Let's talk about your future. Brymo Rahman's journey from mockery to triumph reminds us that talent and knowledge don't always come wrapped in designer suits or prestigious degrees. Sometimes they arrive in an orange delivery uniform, carrying pizza boxes and a father's legacy. His story proves that being underestimated isn't the end. It's often the beginning of something extraordinary. The next time you encounter someone in a service role, remember Brymo. That delivery person, that janitor, that receptionist, they might be carrying skills, languages, and experiences that could change everything. They're not invisible unless we choose not to see them. Brymo didn't just save a $150 million deal. He saved himself from a life of being overlooked. And in doing so, he built a bridge for countless others to cross from invisibility to recognition, from dismissal to dignity. Now it's your turn. Let's talk. Question 1. Have you ever been underestimated because of how you looked where you worked or what you didn't have on paper? How did you prove them wrong? Or are you still working on it? Share your story in the comments below. Question 2. If you had Brymo's opportunity, one moment to reveal a hidden skill that could change your life, what would that skill be? What's the talent you have that the world hasn't discovered yet? Question 3. Do you think Mrs. Whitmore made the right call hiring Brymo on the spot? Or was it too risky? Would you have taken that chance? Let's debate in the comments. Question 4. Khalid al-Rashid honored a decades-old debt to Brymo's father. Have you ever had someone unexpectedly return a kindness your family showed them? Or has your family's legacy opened doors you never expected? Question 5. The Rahman Bridge Initiative helps invisible, talented people get seen. If you could create one program to help underestimated people in your community, what would it focus on? If this story moved you, inspired you, or made you think differently about the people around you, hit that like button and subscribe to Mr. Bryan Tales for more stories of underdogs, hidden heroes, and unexpected triumphs. Drop a comment with your answers, your own experiences, or just to let me know what story you want to hear next. Your engagement keeps these tales alive. Remember, you're never just a delivery person, just a student, just an employee, or just anything. You're a story waiting to be told, and your chapter of triumph might be closer than you think. This is Mr. Bryan Tales, reminding you, never let anyone's limited vision define your unlimited potential.